Hi, KB with Fort Tillamook, and this time I want to show you what I did with my neck knife. Okay, this is a Becker with the Becker blade with the SC handle on it. Now, the normal Becker knife has a little can opener, has a bottle opener, smaller handle, but they did a good thing by combining the two. Handle and the blade work great together. Kind of some sharp edges on here, things like 90 degree. So I took the trusty paracord, wrapped it up, makes it a lot more comfortable to work with. I also took the coating off the blade, especially the back here. And I'll show you later, it's better for me for striking. If I want to use a fire still or with char cloth, do that. You have a good edge here to do that. Okay, fits right in. This is the normal sheath that goes on it, and took some paracord. Again, took the inner strands out just to make it more pliable, more comfortable. Hangs on my neck like that. It's not going to go anywhere. A lot of people like carrying knives with the handle up, so gravity will hold it into the sheath. But Becker knows what they're doing. These BKs, it's not going to go anyplace. It locks in there tight. Now, what I did is took an old digital camera pouch, right? Tied it on with some, again, more paracord to hold it on. Now, it has a little nylon loop here on the end. This tip came off, and put a fire striker in there. And what I did is took a Gerber diamond bit knife sharpener, took the blade out, cut the tube down, loosen it up. You can pull your fire out, you tighten it down, it's not going to go anywhere. Gives you a little bit longer handle, to deal with. You want to strike fire, loosen it up, put that in there, locks it in, goes right in this loop. Now, put that aside. Sometimes, if I know I'm going to be out longer, or I just want to make more fire with fire sticks, get the one that's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. I can slide that in there. It's not going to go anyplace. Even gravity, come out, walk around, it's not going to make that thing fall out. All right, so whichever one you like, there you go. Okay, on the outside also, I have a whistle and a little flashlight. Now, in the pouch, nice little clip on there, plus Velcro, so whatever you have in there isn't going out. You got the Velcro to hold it down and the clip. You're not going to lose what you have in there. I have this little mint tin. Now, for comparisons, before I get too much further, this is the size of your trusty Altoids tin. This one's a little bit smaller. I line up the corners, you can see the difference between the two. Alright, now the reason why I have the littler one, because it fits perfect in this little pouch, and I don't need to carry as much stuff. And inside of it, magnifying glass. It's a Flexi kind. Come in different names, but basically it's a flexible magnifying glass. Good for fire starting. Little wire for snares, whatever you need. And a little awl or a hole punch or whatever you need. This is be good for all kinds of things. Another fire thing, magnesium with the striker on it. Sparker. Plus 4 fire starting swabs here. Now these are the kind that are permeated with the little wax and flammable material. So you break this open a little bit, put a spark on it, you're good to go. Even in wet tinder, you're okay. Fishing line, little mini fishing kit. That's safety pins, sinkers, hooks. Good to go if you want to start fishing. And I got a little razor blade type knife here. Right, these are good for a little precision, fine work. It's good to have something that you can get into small areas with. Button compass. The signal mirror, kind of the sighting hole. I like these little ones. They're 1 inch by 2 inch. Now, the more surface area you have, the more light you're going to shine, but this is better than nothing. And I like it because it's small, it fits right in, and I have other means for signaling, but for you're in a pinch, you need a signal mirror. These little mini ones are perfect, especially if you want to build a kit into a little tin, 1 inch by 2 inch. And a Swiss carbon steel hacksaw blade. Now, if I want to cut little tiny branches or whatever, get some kindling, good to go. But also, if you do a lot of striking to get fire going, you'll notice for some reason hacksaw blades work so much better than just using the blade of your knife. Don't know what it is, don't care. It's just one of those things that works a lot better. Takes up very little room. Good to have. Multiple uses also. Alright, now that's what I have for this little tin. Now, like I said, this little tin fits perfectly, take that out, in this little case that I have on my Becker sheath. And I'm not going to bore you by putting all the stuff away right now, but what I want to show you also, put him back in, is this bigger case. Now, if I know I'm going to be out and about for a week or even longer, I'll take this one off and I'll tie this one on. Okay? It's got different places to tie on. There's a loop here I can crisscross to. Or if you want, just stick it on your belt. Leave this one on, put this on your belt, you got to. You don't really need to, but if a little is good, more is better. But what I do is I'll take this one off, I'll tie this one on. Yes, it's a little bit bigger, but it still works perfectly, does not get in the way of me retrieving the knife out of the sheath. Now inside of this one, I have the trusty Altoid skin, and because this compartment is so much bigger, if I put the Altoid skin in there, I've got room for a lot more stuff. I put snacks in there, I put extra fire tinder stuff in there, I can put paper in there. Whatever you want to carry, you can add more stuff into this pouch. But for the tin itself, this has a little bit more stuff in it than the littler one. Got some antibiotic pads, some alcohol wipes. On the lid, I have taped 4 X-Acto knife blades. Good if I want to make little spears or whatever, try to get some fish, some crawdads, what have you, or doing some fine cutting work. I got those. Again, I got the cotton wax impermeated fire tinder things. Band-Aids. Another striker. Now, I'm going to get back to him in a minute. Magnesium, again with the flint. Dental floss. All kinds of uses for dental floss. Safety pins. Fishing kit. Now, unlike this little fishing kit that goes in the little tin, this one's a little bit more advanced. I've got lures in here. I've got the lead sinkers that have the lures attached to them. I've got extra hooks. I've got extra line. Plus, with the dental floss, I've got all the line that I need. Trusty duct tape. Every day you can find more and more uses for duct tape. Good thing to have. Another button compass. Safety whistle. Bright and yellow, you drop it in the middle of the night, you're probably still going to be able to find it. Signal mirror, again, this is another one of those 1 inch by 2 inch kinds. It does have the sighting hole. Good to have. And a striker. Now, like the hacksaw blade, these work so much better than using your knife. There's something about it. You get in there and you get a good bend, and I'm barely using any force on this thing. And again, it's one of those things, I don't know why, it just is. It just works so much better than using your knife or a straight edge of something else. And again, it takes up very little room. It's thin, thin, thin. Put it right on the edge here, you're good to go. Now, instead of get back to this guy, this one is metal. Unlike the one in the smaller tin, this is plastic. This one is metal, or aluminum, I should say. It has a little Allen screw at the bottom of it, little tiny Allen wrench. So what you can do, if your flint runs out, I have an extra flint taped up to the Allen wrench. Alright, I can take this little screw out of the back, put a new flint in there, screw it back up, so I can keep using this forever and ever and ever. Unfortunately with these, because they're plastic and you can't replace the flint, this is like disposable. Now, if you want to get really technical, you could pop this plastic plug out, throw another one in there, plug it back in, but that's a pain in the ass, because you never know if this is going to stay in there. Good metal and aluminum, metal screw, aluminum body, Allen wrench. This can last you forever and ever. And a char cloth. This is actually courtesy of Les Stroud, the original Survivor Man. And if you've ever worked with char cloth, you know how good it is to get fires going. Now, unlike using the striker, I would use my knife with that. Okay, this is your stone that you're going to strike with. You put your char cloth on top of it, grab the outside, do your striking, you got your ember going, you got your fire going. Alright, thank you Les Stroud for that. Now, also in this pouch, there's a little tiny pocket here. I don't know why the people who made this would even put it there. It's so small for almost nothing. But it fits perfectly a glass, magnifying glass. Okay, like I said with the one in my smaller kit, this is the plastic, bendy kind. You know, you don't have to worry about this thing breaking. It may even get scratched up and it will still work. Fortunately with this, you break it, it's not as good. Nice parabolic lens on both sides, and you get a fire going. This actually is also courtesy of Les Stroud. So again, original Survivor Man, thank you very much for that as well. And again, that's what I carry in this. We'll flip the tab up, another little pocket. Pockets all over the place. Mini multi-tool. Now this does have little screwdrivers and little files and little saw blades, which if I was in a real survival situation, would probably not use. I've got my bigger knives. But one thing that I do like about this one is it does have a pair of tweezers. Alright? I've actually been in places where I've had to use a knife blade to dig out a splinter or something. It's a pain in the butt. So I do like the tweezers on this, and I do have my little pliers for working with whatever I need it to work. And that goes in the pouch there. And I'll put a Smith knife sharpener in here as well. It all fits perfectly. If I know I'm going to be out for a long time, I want to keep a nice edge on my knife. Pop the sharpener out, give it a few whacks, I'm good to go on that. Okay? So that's basically it. That's why I have two different kits. I'll show you again when they're empty. I can actually put the little tin. It fits inside the Altor's tin. You can see there's room to spare. So that'll give you a good idea of the size differential between the two. Alright, the little tin fits perfectly in this one. The Altor's fit good in this, plus room left over for other things. And they both will attach to the BK sheet. Okay, and that's basically it. Again, this is KEB with Fort Tillamook. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.